Hey, what's going on, my people? Thank you for tuning in with Profe Gayu. I got a quick, well, first I had an interview scheduled for today. I apologize for those of you who happen to be waiting for the interview. She's unable to make it right now, so I'm going to do a quick live on a particular topic. And what is the topic? It's in the title. When do you know it's time to leave the U.S.? So why this topic? Well, I watched a video from a popular, I guess you consider passport bro. Um, I don't remember his name, but he's a popular guy, young guy, about 23 years old. He just popped up maybe a few months ago on YouTube because he took a trip out to, I believe it was Colombia. So he took a trip out to Colombia. He really enjoyed it. He enjoyed being outside the states. He enjoyed his interaction with people. When he got back to the states, he was like, "Look, I am changing the way I do things now." And I think at some time after that, he had actually took a trip out to Brazil. And when he got back, he was like, he felt like he said to himself, "What am I doing? What am I doing here in Dallas? I'm working. It's going nowhere. I'm unhappy. Uh, I have this huge urge to want to go back to Brazil because the because of the environment, the people, the lifestyle." And he just felt like when he got back to the States, like basically he was struggling to maintain himself in the States, to be in the States, to have that same headspace in the States because uh, it was it's just not really comfortable. And that is a trend that I see that a lot of folks are experiencing, specifically those folks who actually have the opportunity to spend quite a bit of time outside the U.S. Now, I'll say this: when one takes a vacation, say I'm living in Dallas, I take a vacation to Florida. I'm in Florida for a week. Go to Florida, hang out. Maybe I'll go to Disney World, Universal Studios, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, the beach, some museums, a resort. Then I'll go back to Dallas. Then it's like, a nice vacation. Now I'm back to work, right? The difference is when you actually go to another country, a country that is very attractive, a country that has a lot to offer, a country that moves at a different speed, a country that the people are welcoming and warm. Everything is relaxed. You don't have that pressure or that that attitude that you tend to get when you're in the States. A lot of countries are like that. So when you actually take that trip to go to, in my case, DR, or somebody go to some other country like um, Belize or Costa Rica, Panama, or some other country in Asia like the Philippines or Vietnam or something like that, they get there and they realize, wow, it is so chill over here. The people are so nice. Everything moves at a different speed. I like the environment, I like the culture. Ooh, I can. The cost of living is so much cheaper. Then you start putting all that together. It's like, what the hell am I doing in the States? What am I doing in the States? Then you go back to the States. You go back to that office. You're sitting back. You're working. It's like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I can I can be out there, at a slower pace, lifestyle, with nicer people, with a cheaper cost of living, uh, having an enriched cultural experience. I could be out there, but I'm here in this office, with all these unnecessary uh, tasks in my job, or dealing with this just traffic, or dealing with this high cost maintaining the household, and the house, the car, the bills, and all this stuff, where at a fraction of what I live here, I can live with that over there. Why should I stay here? So that's what the guy is asking himself. He's asking himself, why am I still here? And then he said, you know what? I'm packing my bags and I'm going. So he said, in a few months, we're going to be out of here. So he made a decision. In a few months, he's going to be out of there. I can identify with that. I can tell you, I've been traveling for, my entire adult life. But after I joined the military, I stopped traveling. I really didn't travel at all for about my first 7-8 years in the military. I didn't travel outside the country at all, right? Then when I got back out of the country and I realized, wow, this is, what I've been missing. And this is, wow, I can live over here for a fraction of a cost. And you see all these other people who, some of them are retired, some of them have a pension, or some of them just work online, or some of them just move and open up a business in that new country. Whatever it is, it doesn't cost that much to maintain themselves. It doesn't cost that much to live over there. So when you look at that, you look at the stressors that we have in the U.S., where, and not just the U.S., and some countries in Europe and elsewhere as well, where we have that pressure, because you have that pressure to maintain. Some may say that pressure to keep up with the Joneses. I don't care about the Joneses, but you have that pressure to maintain, right? Look, I got to keep this job with these benefits, because I got to be able to afford this getting by lifestyle that I have in the U.S. But people forget, or people do not know that, hey, you can have a higher quality of lifestyle and pay a fraction of what you pay in the U.S. in another country. So my man, his name is Austin. Austin, that's the guy's name. Check out his channel. So Austin, he said, look, I'm moving. I can't keep saying to myself, I can't wait to go back to Brazil. I can't wait to go back to Brazil. I can't wait to go back to Brazil. No, I'm just going to move to Brazil. Just move. It's a risk, but hey, in life, if you don't take risks, you're not going to be able to really get the fruits of your labor. You're not going to really get what you're looking for if you don't take a risk. And some of us is difficult. Some of us are not in a position to make that move. Austin, for himself, he doesn't have any kids. He's not married. It's easier for a guy like him, young guy like him, to make that move, where someone who has a family, or is taking care of their parents, or has joint custody of their child and stuff like that, it's harder to make that transition. But look, when you know, and I guarantee for you people out there who have not really done any extensive traveling outside the U.S., or haven't done so recently, when you do it, especially to one of those countries where it's cheaper, it's much laid back, people are really nice and welcoming, you'll see a difference. You'll see a huge difference, and you'll know to yourself, hey, it's time for me to go. You'll know. So that's basically my spill. I wanted you to basically look at yourself in the mirror, say to yourself, when I know it's my time, when do I know it's time to go? Say to yourself, when do I know it's time to go? Look at your life. Look at what are the possibilities. Me personally, once I was able to secure remote work, I was gone. And a lot of folks are like that. So look at yourself. Me personally, I recommend, if you can find remote work, just, I mean, if you can, throw your stuff in, pack your stuff up, throw your stuff in the storage, or just sell it off, buy a one-way ticket, and go. And go. Some people may not be in a position to do that. I get it. But generally speaking, that is doable. So it's time to go when you come back from your trip from wherever you go, and you're like, damn, I can't wait to get back. And you start looking at tickets, to get back. When can you go back? When you can take off from work, looking at your budget and all that stuff. When you reach that point, you know it's time to make that move indefinitely. So I highly recommend, if you're in that position, like how I was, and like my man Austin is right now. Again, check out his channel. It's time to go. Start putting things in motion and get out of there. So I'm telling you, me personally, I feel like living in the U.S. is taking years off my life. I'm so relaxed. I have a really good peace of mind out here. And I talk to other people who are out here, expatriates like myself, and I'm telling you, it's the vibe is the same. The environment is the same. It's so relaxing. It's not perfect, but it's so relaxing in comparison to the States. I can tell you what are some of the things what are some of the stress, the things that causes stress in the States? Biggest thing is money, right? Will I have enough money to pay my rent or to pay my mortgage and car note and take care of all my stuff and make sure I got to put food on the table for the kids or child support or whatever all that is, right? Money, right? Money. I tell you what, you take that money you make over in the States, you bring that money to DR. You bring that money to Colombia. You bring that money to Thailand. You bring that money to Belize. You bring that money to Jamaica. You bring that money to Thailand, to Cambodia, to Vietnam, Philippines. You bring that money to even in some of those European countries like Portugal or Spain. Those countries in Africa. I mean, South Africa is not that cheap, but it's pretty cheap. Or Tanzania. You bring that money out there. Stress that stress of money goes away. Because that money is coming in, you're making money doing remote work or that pension you have, whatever the case is. You have so much more to you can be relaxed. You can save more, you can travel more, you can live a much higher quality lifestyle. You can do it. So again, I'm gonna get off real soon, but check us out. Just look at what you can do, and I'm telling you. If you can secure remote work, you can definitely make it happen. $15 an hour remote work. $15 an hour. You think that's not a lot of money? I'm telling you that money goes a long way in a place like DR, and it goes even longer in Colombia or Brazil or in Thailand. It does. So that's all I got, folks. Hey, be sure you give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share with your family, share with your friends. Open up your phone, your tablet, your computer of your friend, your colleague, your family member. If you got various accounts, open up various accounts, subscribe to my channel on all those different accounts. Make it happen for me. Help a brother out. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm trying to expand my audience. So help me out. And I will continue to put out good content. Now, hopefully that some of you, if not all of you, can get something out of this video. And before I go, I do want to mention one more thing, generation. There is a generation difference between the Gen Z, I'm Gen Y, which is the millennials, right? Gen Z, millennials, and Gen X, baby boomers as well. There's a huge difference between those four generations, right? Baby boomers are at their retired age right now. So a lot of them are moving out of the country. A lot of them. Gen X, a lot of them are retiring as well. Some of them are still working. There's a lot of them over there. millennial, Gen Y, myself. There's a few of us over here, a few, and Gen Z. I haven't seen any Gen Z expats over here, none at all. But I tell you this, it's probably much easier for a Gen Z and a Gen Y millennial to make that move over here because we, in most cases, are early or earlier in our careers. Also, because we pretty much grew up on the internet, we are more internet savvy and will feel more comfortable working remote. So we'll be more aware of like opportunities to make money online. So I'm surprised that we don't see much more Gen Y, millennial, and Gen Z people, expats living in the Dominican Republic. I'm surprised. I mean, I don't live in an expat community, but most of the folks I see are part of that baby boomer and Gen X group. So I just want to put that out there that generationally, we should have more folks coming out of that Gen Y and Gen Z generations moving out of the country and exploring their options. Like my man Austin, he is, I believe he's 23, so that will make him a Gen Z. He's exploring his options. More folks should do so. I mean, I don't know if some of you guys are looking at the news, but Mexico City is a huge city, but Mexico City is basically has changed a lot in the past couple of years because over a million of expatriates moved to Mexico City, relocated to Mexico City, over a million, probably like 1.5 million, something like that. Moved to Mexico City. So you got a city that only has maybe 13 million people, 12 million people, and you have 1 million or 1.5 million foreigners that move into that city. You know how much that changes the city, how much money is coming in, how much that changes the city, how much that changes the dynamics of that city, and now these folks have that influence in the city. I mean, there's some good things with that, but also some bad things too. But those are some of the things that's happening around that a lot of people are looking outside the U.S., outside of Canada, outside of England, outside of France, outside of Germany, outside of those countries that's so expensive to be like, you know, I'm putting all these hours of work and I got all this pressure to take care of all this stuff. You know, you got these money issues and you're dealing with people with attitudes and you're dealing with like traffic and stress on top of stress on top of stress on top of stress. Hey, get that remote job, or a lot of times your current job, your current employer will let you work remote, abroad, all that money coming in, you're living off 1/4 or 1/3 of what you were living off of in the US. Man, and you can make yourself a different life. You have a whole different lifestyle that your parents, your grandparents could only dream of. I'm telling you. And I tell you this, if you can do it, do it. You know, I'm always going to be a big supporter of having folks move outside the U.S. to take advantage of the benefits of living in another country. But I tell you this, a lot of folks can't do it. A lot of folks can't do it because they can't get a passport or a job situation or family situation. But if you can do it, do it. If you're watching me or watching other people who are at the beach, you know, chasing girls or visiting like, you know, historic places and traveling and doing this and that, and you want to do it, but do it. Make it happen. Make it happen. Get that job and get rid of all your stuff. Take that one-way ticket. Buy that one-way ticket to paradise and make it happen. All right. But that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And take out, like I said earlier, your friends, your family members, your colleague, their phone, their tablet. If you got multiple accounts, subscribe, and help a brother out. All right. Thank you and have a good night. Peace.